Happy New Year, you guys. It's Doona Yoga. Thanks so much for joining me in our first yoga class in 2021. Today, we're going to focus on hamstrings as well as hip flexors in order to help us get into our splits pose. You're going to need your 2 blocks, option to grab your strap, and we're going to get started on our backs. So before you lay down, just go ahead and make sure one block is right next to you. And once you're on your back, go ahead and grab the block. Lift your hips and place the block underneath your tailbone. You might have to readjust it a few times. And then just make sure your lower back is neutral. Notice your lower back, if there's any pinching, if there's any tension there. Make sure to keep your feet grounded if you feel anything in your lower back. Otherwise, see if you can straighten out your legs. Rest your arms by your side, relax your shoulders, and close your eyes. Take this moment to focus on your breathing. Notice your inhales and exhales. Notice if it's shallow, if it's short. See if you could elongate your breath. Inhale through your nose. And a deep sigh out, let it go. Good. On your next inhale, plant both feet down, about hip width distance apart. Then knock your knees together. Keeping your thighs to touch, walk your feet as wide as you can. So just finding that nice internal rotation, getting that gentle stretch into your hip flexor. Option to grab opposite elbows above your head for a gentle shoulder opening. Take another deep inhale and a big exhale. Good. On your next inhale, release your knees and walk your feet together. Release your arms by your side if it's not there already. Straighten out your left leg, flex your left foot. Then hug your right knee into your chest, interlacing your fingers around the top of your right shin. Make big circles with your right knee going one direction first. So the more you pull your right knee up and down into your chest, the more stretch you'll feel in the front of your left hip flexor. So really keep that left leg as straight as you can. Hug your right knee back into your chest. Find some stillness. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, straighten out your right leg. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. Flex your right foot, pointing your toes down towards your belly. Imagine you're trying to kick the ceiling with your right heel. So really flexing that foot so you get the stretch into the back of your calf, ankles, and all the way down to your hamstrings. The further you pull your right leg up away from your left leg, the more stretch you'll feel in your psoas, even through your inner thighs. Inhale. And then as you exhale, rebend your right knee, rehug your right knee back into your chest, and exhale, drop your right foot. Replant your left foot, option to sway out your knees. Come back to center, drop your right leg, flex your right foot, and hug your left knee into your chest. Again, really squeezing your left thigh in towards your left shoulder. Then make big circles with your left knee, keeping your tailbone grounded. Remember to keep that right leg straight, flexing your right foot. Inhale, squeeze your left knee back into your chest. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Make sure to flex your left foot again. Straightening out through the left leg. Always option to micro bend your left knee. Pull your left leg further away from your right leg. Inhale. And exhale, rebend your left knee, hug your knee into your chest, and exhale, drop your left foot. Replant both feet and extend both legs up towards the sky. Legs to touch, flexing both feet. Pulsing your legs out for 6, 5, keeping your tailbone grounded for another 3, 2, and 1. Come back to stillness. As slowly as you can, drop your legs all the way down towards the floor. So you're going to really feel it in your core. Once your legs are dropped, reflex your foot, straighten out your legs, and roll your inner thighs down. Inhale, stretch your arms over your head. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, and take a nice long stretch here. Breathe in. And as you exhale, release your arms, rebend your knees. Inhale, lift your hips for bridge pose. Hold here for a moment. Hug your inner thighs in. Lengthen your tailbone towards the backs of your knees. Lift your chest for that nice chest expansion. Come high onto your tippy toes. Release the block to the side and lower down one vertebra at a time. Upper back, mid back, and then your lower back. Rehug your knees back into your chest. Grab your hands behind your thighs and come all the way up to your tabletop position. Plant your hands, plant your knees, and come into a neutral spine. Gaze is slightly down, lengthening the back of your neck. Let's take 3 rounds of cat and cow pose. Inhale, arch your upper back, gaze all the way up, and exhale, round and tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to tabletop position. Step your feet back into your high plank position. Keep your hands and feet there, then just press your hips up to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your knees for your first downward facing dog. Push the floor away, straighten your arms, but release your shoulders away from your ears. Option to bend your knees. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, baby steps to the top of your mat. Walk your feet hip-width distance apart. Option to bend your knees, hinging from your hips. Lower your head all the way down. Option to grab opposite elbows or interlace your fingers behind your back. Let your head drop down towards your toes. Pull your chest down, lengthening your spine, and hug your belly in. Inhale. And exhale, slowly release your bind. Option to walk your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, forward folds. Again, option to bend your knees. 2 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Stand all the way up, arms over your head, tuck your tailbone. Exhale, back bend. Open your elbows, slightly push your hips forward, then lift your chest up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Step your feet back. On or off your knees, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down, mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, chest lifts, lift your thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go high. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or lightly hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Option to walk or jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Settle back in. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen for the change. Exhale, step your left foot back for your low lunge position. Stack your right knee over right ankle. Draw your right outer hip back. Then hug your inner thighs in. Rather than rounding your upper back, see if you could lift your chest to lengthen your spine. Drop your left knee, but keep your chest lifted and pull your heart forward as you drop your hips a little bit lower. Breathe in and let it go. Good. Walk your right foot 2 baby steps forward. Straighten out your right leg. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Flex your right foot and straighten out your right leg. Option to bend your right knee as much as you need, or grab your 2 blocks and place it underneath your hands. Again, lift your chest to lengthen your spine. Draw your right hip back, hug your inner thighs in. Inhale. And exhale, rebend your right knee, walk your hands forward, lift your chest, and drop your hips. Breath to movement. Inhale, lift your chest a little higher. Exhale, back to half splits. Inhale, rebend your right knee, pull your chest forward. Exhale, half splits. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, rebend, pull your heart forward, and exhale back to half splits. So you're going to hold here. Left hand stays underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, revolved half splits. Stretch your right arm up and twist your chest over to the right. Holding here, breathing, finding that balance. Inhale and exhale, rebend your right knee, or drop your right hand, then rebend your right knee. Plant your hands to frame your right foot. Lift your left knee. Step your left foot forward for your pyramid pose. Point your left toe slightly out, both heels grounded. Then lift your chest and slightly draw your right hip back. So make sure your tailbone and your sacrum is neutral. Lower back is neutral. Chest is lifted to keep your spine long. Inhale. Option to fold on your exhale. Good. Inhale, lift your chest, rebend your right knee. Exhale, forward fold to the top of your mat. Couple breaths here. Option to sway your weight forward and back, maybe side to side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, low lunge position. Keep your right leg lifted for the first few breaths. Feel free to rock forward and back here. Keep your hips squared. Chest stays lifted. Come back to stillness. Drop your right knee. Drop your hips a little lower and pull your sternum forward. So really breathing into your right hip flexor here. Some of you might even feel it in your left hamstring, your inner thighs. So just take notice where you feel it the most and see if you could breathe into those areas. Walk your left toe slightly forward, straighten out your left leg, stack your hands underneath your shoulders. This time, draw your left outer glute back, right hip forward. Make sure your left toes are pointing straight up and not pointing over to the left. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, option to fold over your left leg. Good. Moving breath to movement. Inhale. Rebend your left knee. Pull your chest forward. Drop your hips. Exhale. Half splits. Straighten your left leg. Inhale. Bend your knee. Lengthen your spine. Exhale. Splits. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hold in your half splits pose. Right hand underneath your shoulders. Inhale, revolved half splits. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. Open your chest. Then lean your left shoulder back. Inhale. And exhale, plant your left hand. Rebend your left knee. Replant your hands to frame your left foot. Lift your right knee and step your right foot forward for your pyramid pose. Option to bring your feet hip width or heel to heel alignment. Lift your chest, then draw your left hip back. So again, feel free to place your palms on top of your sacrum. Make sure it's neutral. Hips are squared. Keep hugging your outer hips in. Lengthen your spine. Always option to fold over your leg. Good. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your left knee. Exhale, forward folds. Few breaths here again. If you like to add another shoulder stretch, interlacing the opposite grip this time, feel free to do so. Let your head dangle. Come back to the breath. Breathe into your hamstrings. Good. Release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart, Samasthiti. Good. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Walk or shoot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Good. Leading with your right inner thigh. Inhale, right leg high. Keep your right foot flexed. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your thumbs. Keep your left knee lifted. Inhale, high lunge. Lift your torso. Reach your arms over your head. Stack your shoulders over hips. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Option to straighten out through that back leg, only if you're not overarching. So keep your tailbone tucked. Inhale. And exhale, replant your hands. Inhale, standing splits. Lift your left leg up, but keep your hips squared. So let's make sure your spine is straight. Keep your chest lifted and plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Again, you could place your palms on your sacrum. Make sure your hips are neutral. You could also gaze back and make sure your left toes are pointing down. Inhale and exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. on or off your knees. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Keep your hips squared. Exhale, low lunge. Feet about hip width, distance apart. Inhale, high lunge. Few breaths here. Hug your outer hips in. Draw your front ribs in. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, replant your hands. Inhale, standing splits. Shoot your right leg up, leading with your right inner thigh. Walk your hands forward underneath your shoulders, then lift your chest. Kick your right leg up a little higher, leading with your inner thigh, keeping your right toes down. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. High to mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Keep your left knee lifted. Lift your chest and rock forward and back. So let's refocus on your left hip flexor. Straighten out through your back leg and lift your thigh, but see if you could drop your hips so that left leg stays engaged. Drop your left knee. Option to drop to your forearms. Bend your left knee and grab your foot with your right hand. Twist over to the right. So keeping your chest open. Right shoulder leans back. Release your left foot. Replant your hands. Lift your left knee. Step your right foot back. Chaturanga dandasana. You could always skip your vinyasa. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, runner's lunge. Left foot to the outside of your left hand. Keep your right knee lifted. Lift your chest and rock forward and back here. Pull your right kneecap up. Lift your right thigh. Drop your hips a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale, drop your right knee. Grab your right foot with your left hand this time. Gazes past your left shoulder. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Good. Release your right foot. Plant your hands. Lift your right knee. Chaturanga dandasana. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat and curl. Bend your knees, round your back, and connect your forehead to your knees. Then lower all the way down onto your sit bones. Straighten out your legs in front of you. Option to keep your big toes to touch, or you can walk your feet about hip width distance apart. Point your toes straight up. Option to bend your knees. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, hinge from your hips. Fold over your legs. Pull your chest forward. Roll your inner thighs down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Inhale. Slowly rise. Bend your left knee behind you for a half splits. And make sure your left toes are pointing straight back. If this is too much for your left knee, go ahead and just skip this pose. You could always just plant your left knee up, okay? Thigh stays connected. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, fold over your right leg. Keep pulling your chest forward. Right toes points up. Good. Inhale, slowly rise. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So even if your right knee is pointing up, you can walk your right shoulder to the inside of your knee and you can still forward fold. Okay, so that's a nice modification for you. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale to fold. Few breaths here. Good. Inhale, slowly rise, and exhale to release. Scoot your hips forward, and let's lower all the way down onto our backs. Rehug your knees into your chest, and sway side to side. Drop your left leg all the way down, and stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. So your hamstrings should be pretty warmed up by now. You're more than welcome to keep your hands interlaced behind your thigh. Maybe move up towards your ankle or grab your right foot. You could always use your strap if needed. Press your shoulders down, open your chest. Keep your left leg straight. Inhale. And exhale, bend your right knee back into your chest. Supine twist. Cross your right knee over your body. Tee out your right arm. Gaze past your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Drop your right leg. Hug your left knee in. Inhale, squeeze in. And exhale, straighten your left leg. So don't forget about your right leg. Stay straight. Flex both feet. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale. And exhale, rebend your left knee. Supine twist. Cross your left knee over your body. Tee out your left arm. Few breaths here. Good. Come back to center. Replant both feet. And let's take our shavasana pose. So take your time to settle in. Get as comfortable as you can. Relax your shoulders. Allow your neck and your jaw to soften. Closing your eyes here. Let's take a breath in. And a big sigh out. Let it go. Good. Yogis, stay here as long as you need. If you're ready to move on with your day, we'll meet in a comfortable seated position. And once you're in a comfortable seated position, go ahead and close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders. All right, yogis. So today's class is a great class to help you prep for your full splits pose. On my next video, I'm going to demonstrate our splits pose. So before you jump into that class, make sure to do this class as many times as you need to really warm up your hamstrings as well as your hips. All right, I'll see you guys at the next class. Namaste.